if you've got to save money, it doesn't matter, day or night. Use your smartphone, your tablet, you have options.
Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
What's up, dude? Let me just get this view right. Get the gallery. Okay.
Yo, what's up, bro?
Yo, what the frick is up, dude? My name's Raj Sala. I'm here to talk some foosball.
Let's talk some foosball, baby.
What do you think of the background? You like it? You hate it?
Wait, is this gonna be like a video? Are you gonna post like the video of the podcast?
Yeah, dude.
Okay, I did not expect that.
Why? That'll be fine.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's totally chill, dude.
Well, we can do both because I can just strip the audio and just upload that on whatever. I don't know, fucking SoundCloud, you know? But then I just put this on.
I want to make sure I'm in a good spot. Like, I don't know if I should try to figure out what I should do because I'm in my car right now trying to figure out like if I should.
That's fine.
I'll be changing different spots. Like I'll be in, different spots. I'll probably,
Dude,
we'll figure this out.
Whatever, dude. Movie magic. But yeah, no, I can change this to just my office if you don't like the background.
I like the background. What are you
like
talking
the background?
about?
I don't know, dude. You know?
No, the background's sick, dude.
Just don't want to make it look stupid. All right. So we gotta get hype.
Yeah, dude, I'm already hyped, bro.
You're hyped?
Of course I'm hyped, dude. It's Feel Good Friday, bro.
Woo!
I mean, we just freaking had the first NFL game of the entire season yesterday.
No.
The Cowboys are officially the worst team in football right now.
Yeah?
I mean, can't get no better than that.
Think so?
I mean, for right now, technically, they have the worst record in football.
We do love that. Yeah, they are the worst. I'm gonna record on this thing too. So we're recording on two things. All right, bro. Let's get started. You got your little rundown? You read it?
Yeah, I did read it, but I don't want to. I guess you can't still see me, can you?
No, it's cool. I'll keep us on track and shit.
All right, so yeah, okay. Yep, got this. All right. I mean,
Easy.
As long as you tell me what the subject is, baby, I got it all in here. We're all floating.
We're good. So anyway, happy Friday, y'all. Welcome to the first edition of our dumb little podcast, like talk show, whatever, dude. It's going to be great. Who knows how long it's going to go for? Who knows if there's even going to be another episode? So you really want to pay attention to everything because this could be it. But so let's go ahead and get started. Hey, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey. Yeah, so my name's Holden. Probably the biggest Washington football fan.
That's right.
There on planet Earth. With my good friend Oklo, been best friends since high school, and we just share a passion for ball. So we've been talking about doing a podcast like this for a while. Just not necessarily for anybody but ourselves. I mean, we just like talking ball, so why not throw it on a podcast, see if other people want to join in and, listen to what we have to say. So, I mean, we're pretty knowledgeable people. I will say that. We know our ball when it comes to foosball. So
that's right. Ball's life, brother. Yeah, well, Holden, you go ahead and said it. I'm Sean, and big Bills guy, big football guy in general. Me and Holden have been hashing it out for years now. Just is pretty much all we talk about. So, we may not be experts, but I think we're definitely more than your average fan. Some people like football. We love football. So,
damn right.
So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and talk it out or whatever. And I just changed my background because I want to match Holden in a sense to the fact that look, we're at work right now. We're at our real jobs doing this. All right. So, just show us where we're coming from here. So let's go ahead and get started. So what do you think of the game last night?
Dude, I don't know what I thought. My take is, I mean, I didn't think Dallas was going to come out and look like that on offense this early. I know they have that kind of offense. Mm-hmm. I get they have the receiving core. I hate that they abandoned the run game early just for my personal gambling sake. But I mean, they looked kind of good. I mean, and Tom Brady and the Bucks, they look good. they're gonna put up 30 points a week, and their defense
30
kind of
points?
looks like, oh yeah, dude, they're gonna put up 30 points a week on people. It's a matter of if their defense is gonna be able to stop, because their defense didn't look great yesterday.
You know, that was the one thing even last season. Don't get me wrong, Super Bowl champs are still Super Bowl champs, but their secondary, it's just like there's not a lot of names. Good front seven, great front seven.
Oh yeah,
almost as good as the Washington football team, but. You know, and then like they had an injury early at cornerback, and I think that made all the difference. And then not only that, there's just so many weapons, at least like at wide receiver for Dallas, and like you have to load the box to stop Zeke because he's a monster. So you know that's just tough.
And that's the thing. They basically, I think they tried to get Zeke going early with those early 3 carries, and you're thinking, okay, they're going to try to establish a run game, get Dak comfortable before he really starts slinging the rock, and then they couldn't. Zeke couldn't find a hole, and they just loaded the box, and they had to basically go to play action, and they were just torched. I mean, he threw the ball 58 freaking times yesterday.
Love it.
It's almost like they're picking up exactly where they were last year, though. I remember when they played the Rams, they played the Falcons. I think he was throwing 450, 500 yards a game.
He was
because
not only that thing out.
They were down in the game, so they had to, and it's just like
their defense sucked.
Their defense garbage. Their defense looks a little bit better, but they still give up 31 points. That's a lot of points in the NFL, dude.
It is, but we're going to talk about defending Super Bowl champs. And I believe, like, they put up like 30-something against the Chiefs, too. Don't get me wrong, that's not good defense at all either. But it's like, at least it's not like if it was 40 or 50, but we're still talking 30-plus points in a professional football game. Granted, it's a whole new league now where whoever scores the most kind of wins. But real quick, I got a spin zone here. The real winners last night, Dallas. Got a big old spin zone. Dallas is the real winners of that game, okay? Because on paper, Tampa's the better team. All right, we all knew that going in there. The big question mark is Dak healthy? Because he had that big injury this past season. And if you've been watching Hard Knocks like you or I, you know, we know that Dak's been dealing with a shoulder injury too. So it's like, okay, like it's everything. It's not just his legs. It's his whole ability as a quarterback, as an athlete. And he looked good, man. And
he did look good. He did look good. He looked like he did last year before he got hurt. Look, this like it's almost like the injury. There's no rust. There was absolutely like zero rust coming off of that. And I guess that's good for if you're a Cowboy fan. I mean,
you're excited.
You're excited, but I don't know. And it could be a biased thing, but it's also just like, to me, just watching teams like the Cowboys in this division, aside from him looking good on paper and him like on the stat sheet looking really good, and from the eye test, he's good. They still lost the game. I'm just so like.
But it wasn't Dak's fault. If their kicker makes those field goals, they win that ball game. I mean, who knows? Like with the way that time works out, maybe Tom Brady has enough on the clock to drive and score to end, but like they did last night. But I don't know, man. Like I think he looked really, really good. And also last night they mentioned that Tampa is one of 2 playoff teams from last year that Dallas is going to play. Sounds like they got an easy-ish schedule. I mean, the NFC Beast, all those games right at the end, that's tough, you know.
We got them twice in December, which is going to be huge. I mean, it doesn't matter if we go 0-11. The last 5 weeks of our season could be crucial to who's going to win that division because we got those last 5 at the end of the year. So, I mean, I guess you could say 0-12 because we got that extra game, but
yep. But so I know that's tough. But if you're a Dallas fan, you're like, okay, hey, we lost that one. It was close. Could have won it. Like, but Dak looks great because, like you said earlier, I think he was averaging something crazy, like 500 yards passing a game, 400 yards passing a game, something insane. And it looks like he's going to pick up.
It does look good. It looks good on a stat sheet, and you know,
it may not win ball games, but.
I still live by just like, look, like I don't care about all those yards. I don't care. This week I win 2-0 on a safety as long as I win the freaking game.
That's
because
true.
Guess what? That's the only thing that matters at the end of the year. Those wins. You play to win the game. That's it. But no, I'm not gonna lie. Like he looks good. Like I mean, he's a good player. I don't hate Dak or anything because he's a Cowboys player. I think he's a baller, but I think there's reasons why he looks like a baller sometimes, and that's because they abandon the run and they're always down, or they have to match. Yeah, their defense is good enough to bail them out of situations, so he has to throw, and he has the ability to. So it makes him look good. But Yeah, he's back. So
I'm going ahead and
Dak is back.
say, outside of Dak being the most impressive thing that I saw last night, I think the other two, and this is probably my final thoughts before we move on. Trayvon Diggs was a beast. He had what? He had one pick and that big pass breakup at the end where he just got a fingertip on it. He looked good.
Oh yeah. That was nice. Yeah.
He looked real good. And then CeeDee Lamb, like you know me, I'm a Sooner guy too. So like I feel we didn't get to really see him in his rookie season last year because Andy Dalton throwing the ball sucked. Like so you can't.
He had such inconsistent quarterback play.
Yeah,
and that's why I'm not a huge advocate for drafting Cowboy players in my fantasy, but
who is?
CD was a guy I reached for, and guess what? Week 1, he delivered 23 points. I will take that.
Dude, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And like I'm like, okay, no, he's the not that I ever had a doubt because watching him in college, you're like, this guy's good. But then even on the combine, he's not like the fastest dude, but he's like tall and he's just good with the ball in his hands, just a great athlete. And like just seeing it, I'm like, okay, no, he's legit.
No,
if he's going to torch the defending Super Bowl champs, he's legit.
And that's the thing too, is it's like Amari and Gallup were both eating yesterday too. It wasn't just him. So it's like they're all of them looked solid, and it's like if one's off, another one's going to be on. They've got so many weapons to kind of dish it around, and even their tight end, dude. Like,
that's what I was about to
say. He was getting involved. So I saw Pollard in there too.
Yeah.
Their offense is good, and Zach Martin was out, which was also a big piece that was missing on that offensive line. So they could be dangerous moving forward, but it's going to come down to, can that defense hold somebody to, 15, 17 points on a regular basis, or our team's going to score on them, we'll see. But yeah, Diggs looked good too. You probably saw in Hard Knocks too, Amari and Diggs going at it.
Yeah.
Just kind of like trading one for one, trying to
and that's what it is.
That iron sharpens iron. So they after it.
Oh, I live by that. But well, just kind of tying in what we're going to get to in our next segment or whatever of our predictions for Sunday and then for the season or whatever. Just like looking at how good Dallas is, and like you and me both are bigger on Washington this year. Like just from the division standpoint, I think through all three phases of football, probably the best team in the NFC Beast. But it's like, I mean, is it a possibility that we have a division winner and a wild card from the NFC East this year?
It could be. I mean, this extra playoff team now and the extra game is going to determine a lot of that stuff. And after seeing Dallas, I mean, if they had won that game, I'm not going to lie to you, I would have been a lot more scared. Seriously, because then I'm sitting there thinking to myself, okay, like every single game of the NFL season is so impactful regardless. Like one game could be that game that keeps you out, and you could make the case for NBA and MLB and all the other sports, but like with the NFL, it's a 1 week, one game at a time, and it's like you need every game you can possibly get. That being 0-1 was huge against an NFC opponent, which was huge. If they won it, I'm already sitting there thinking we've got to win this week, we've got to, and it's just like you got to keep pace with everybody in your division kind of thing. And now I'm sitting there thinking we're playing the Chargers, AFC team. If we lose, it's not going to kill me. Like I'll be pissed, but it's not going to be the end of the world for me kind of thing. It could be, dude. Like, I mean, it really could. Once I see the Giants and the Eagles and we kind of get a little eye test on those guys, you never know. It's a lot of it's going to depend on, are the Vikings going to be good? Like who out of you pick your division winners, then who out of those other guys in your division are going to be those wild card spots?
Well, the NFC is just so tough too, because the NFC West is just a toss up. It's like, okay, you got Russ out with Seattle, you got Arizona looking for this big push, signing Watt in the offseason. And then like we got the Rams who look nice now too. And then there's even the 49ers who everyone's really big on, and I'm personally not. Like, well-run organization. They have a lot of talent on both lines, wide receivers. Hold on one second. This is a work call.
Put yourself on mute, boy.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, thank you so much. All right, bye.
Hey, this is pure, authentic. This is authentic, bro.
This is authentic. We're at work. We're doing two things at once,
Do it. Hey, I love it. I love it. It's because, dude, I mean, and you and I both kind of said when we were trying to figure out a time to do this, it's like, people are busy, and this isn't like our full-time gig. And I mean, how sweet would it be if like this could one day be like something we did, is like,
even or a solid side gig. Like we'll get down,
Right.
we'll get down to where that comes, later. But
yeah, I mean, but seriously, like this is just us making time. You and I talk on the phone all the time about sports anyway. Like why not throw it together on a podcast? And then, hey, we can go back, at the end of the season and rewatch this first episode and say like, hey, we dissected this week by week. Like, let's get it.
Yep, so. Exactly. And like, I don't know, it'll get better week by week, and like we'll add little things and we'll improve. So it's just complete rough rundown, but the knowledge is there. The entertainment value is here.
We're here, baby. We love football. We love football, baby. We love football.
So let's get into Sunday. Let's get into Sunday.
Let's do it.
You got any bold predictions? Any bold upsets?
Bold upsets.
I don't know. Big games of the week.
Running through the slate right now. Bold upsets. I mean, we can go down each game and we can just give give picks out however you want to do it. But I mean,
let's do it.
Run down the slate. I mean,
all right, let's pull it up. Let's pull up the old S-man.
I'll tell you, I think one game that's going to be a tough one for me that I go back and forth with is Cardinals Titans. I know that game right there.
Really?
I don't know why. Obviously I know the Titans are favored by 3, and it's just for some reason it's just like Kyler Murray to me. Like I don't know what I'm going to see. Like it's Kyler and D-Hop. Like JJ Watt's on that team now. I know it's just different for me. Actually, I did hear too, Buda Baker. I mean, they've got names. One thing that's intriguing to me, the Chiefs-Browns game, I'm pretty sure Tyrone Matthew is not playing.
Really? Why?
Something with COVID contract tracing. I could be wrong. You could fact check me on it. If that's the case, that Browns game could be an upset. And that if I had to pick an upset, I'm thinking the Browns could upset. I think Baker comes out week 1 fiery, just like he always is. Not that Pat Mahomes isn't, but I mean, Baker well.
I don't want to say that they're a more complete team, because don't get me wrong, like the Chiefs and the AFC, like, being in the championship game the last 3 years, winning the Super Bowl 2 years prior, I mean, it's just, stumble here, but it's just, to me, it's just like, I look at Cleveland, it's just like, okay, like they run the ball the best in the league. They have the best offensive line. Their defense only got better this past offseason, getting Clowney,
Bookend rushers.
Yep. And then like good wide receivers, good tight end. Like, I mean, Kareem Hunt you can put him out wide too if you want to have him and Chubb on the same field at the same time. I think if the Chiefs do not get off, and they play in Cleveland, right? In the dog pound?
Couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
Oh.
No. But where are they at?
I don't know.
I know.
Even better.
I know that line has moved.
Now it's going to be in KC. Yeah, it has. Now it's 5.5 because it was 6.
I think it was 6.5 point. And so it moved to 5. The money's definitely coming on the Browns. If I had to pick one, that would be one. But then again, it's like, I don't know if that's a big upset. Like, I feel like a big upset would be something like the Bears over the Rams, which I just don't think that's going to happen.
No, the Rams
or the Lions over the 49ers, which I don't think will happen either.
Who do the Lions have, man? Who do they have at wide receiver or even running back? They got that Swift kid who like apparently has a murder charge allegedly, potentially.
They picked up Jamal Williams from the Packers, which I think he could actually be a solid back for them. They do have TJ Hawkinson. I do like TJ Hawkinson.
I think he's overrated.
What? Dude, I like him.
I like him too. Great offensive player, great tight end talent. What was it? Him out of Iowa. Same with Noah Fant. Same with Kittle. So from tight end or whatever. Does all he blocks. He does. He's a great route runner. All that, but they just don't use him well enough. Can Dan Quinn find a way to make sure that he's the guy?
Hold on. Who's Dan Quinn?
Not Dan Quinn. Sorry, the other head coach. They look the same. They're like the same dude, pretty much. They
kind of are. What's his face? Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell. See, 2 Dans. There's like a C kind of in there.
Yeah, I got.
I'm just gonna cut out that mistake. No,
just edit it out. We'll just chop it out real quick. Chop it out.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. He had a good year for me last year, and I look back, and it's
He
just
was like
the
top
reason
15, right? Top
he's all
10
they
tight
have.
end.
So it's like he's gonna get his looks, he's gonna get his touches. That's
Yeah.
all they really have over there. So it's like, I don't know, maybe that's gonna make him a little bit better than he naturally is. But I mean, he was a high round draft pick, and I know you can't compare everybody off of what round they were drafted for sure. But from a tight end perspective, like he was drafted high tight end for a reason, and I think he's this is year 3 or 4 for him now.
I think it's 3. I want to say 3.
I mean that this is his
coming.
Yeah. This is the big year for
contract
him, so.
Contract year. You know?
This is when you start breaking the bank. So I could see him having a good year.
Good point.
Yeah. As far as like those are the upset picks that I'm looking at, which I'm like, I just don't know if there's going to be that big upset this week, but it's the NFL. There's always something like that. But a lot of these games are kind of like evenly matched almost for the most part. It's like Eagles, Falcons, like Battle of the Birds, kind of two teams that aren't that great.
Am I crazy to say that I could see Eagles winning it? Like, if just Matt Ryan isn't on point, like, you know, scoring points. I mean, it's either a blowout or, like, I think it's an upset, which I know isn't very, like, you know, definitive. But, yeah, no. Yeah, just looking over here. And, like, what we were talking about earlier was Houston being Jacksonville.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I like Houston in that game. I mean, I think Trevor Lawrence could come out here and dice it up. But at the same time, it's like Tyrod Taylor's a vet QB. Situational football, you know, I think it's going to, I mean, division game, so anything can really happen. But, you know, and they've got a plethora of running backs who are just vets. So didn't we say Phillip Lindsay, Mark Ingram, and is it David Johnson?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think it was David Johnson.
I mean, those are veteran guys. So and they still
but then it's just like, and I feel running back position is so weird because every once in a while you'll have like an older dude like come out and be like, oh, this guy can still pound the rock a little. And there's other dudes who just fall off a cliff. And you're like, man, you're really just like, you like, you're good enough to be on a roster, but like, you're not. It's like, not to compare it to Frank Gore, a guy who's like, yeah, if you fed me the ball like X amount of times, I'd be a 1,000-yard rusher. It's like, bro, you're still only averaging like 2, if less, yards a carry. Like,
that's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Frank Gore did retire, right?
I couldn't tell you. I want to say yes. I mean, because he's like 3rd or 2nd all time. So
I think he retired. I'm pretty sure he officially retires.
Oh, did he? Because I don't know who else was going to sign him. But
I'm just trying to think of like, I mean, I know AP was like thinking about trying to get on a squad like Tampa, but nobody officially signed him. So and it could come down to like somebody getting hurt, and you know, AP just trying to stay ready and trying to make a championship run at the end with somebody. So could be that too.
I would love to see it. I mean, like, I don't know. That's so key, like LaShawn McCoy did last year. So, but
so true.
Bringing it back in.
Let's bring it back. Reel it in.
We can talk all day. Got to keep it going. But yeah, no, I just I think there's going to be opening week. It's just, it doesn't solve all the question marks, but it really, like, I think says a lot about a team. Like when we talk about first year head coaches, when we talk about Atlanta, Detroit, whoever else, or like marquee players, Chargers, with like marquee players with new teams, and we're talking about Jared Goff in a new system, or I don't know who else, or even JJ Watt in a new defense or whatever. It's just like, this is where you find out kind of who teams are just a little bit. You're like, this is what it's going to look like. You know, this kind of sets the tone.
Absolutely.
And nothing's written in stone after week 1, but it's kind of like, this is where all the stuff that we've read about in preseason and training camp, who's doing what, how people are looking, you know, this is where we figure it out. And just a real quick one that I see looking at my phone right now. Am I crazy to think that the Raiders could maybe upset the Ravens? There's been so many injuries. So many injuries.
I would have picked the Ravens 3 weeks ago, but after everything that's happened, I'm totally in on, and I'm pretty sure that game is in Vegas, if I'm not mistaken.
And there's 6 stadium.
I'm definitely thinking that place is going to be wild.
Oh yeah, first game for fans.
I could definitely see the Raiders. I mean, Derek Carr's no slouch. I actually wouldn't have minded Derek Carr as my quarterback this year.
No, I think he gets too much hate.
Solid arm.
This is a guy that almost, I mean, he went to an AFC Championship game with, what was it, Jack Del Rio's his head coach, and the only reason I think they didn't win it was because he broke his leg. Like, he's not a bad guy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of teams who are like, oh yeah, I'll have him as my starter. Like, or like, oh, we're not going to cut him. Like, what if we don't get better than him? Because he's like one of those guys.
He's solid. I mean,
he's not elite.
No, not nowhere near. But if you put him on, if you put good enough, you put him on a good enough defense. That's why I wouldn't have minded him. I was like, on our defense with the weaponry we added, I think you would succeed, and that's why I'm also pretty cool with Fitz being back there too, because we don't need an elite quarter. I mean, everyone needs an elite QB, but I'm saying with the defense and the weaponry we have, I think we can get by and make a push with an average arm. I think we can. So.
No, I agree. I mean, I think there's a lot of teams that can kind of do that, or at least like you can game it, you can game plan it. All right, so let's go on and just let's get into our season predictions. So I guess we just run through like some of the divisions and just see who we're talking about, winners or whatever. So
let's do it.
Yeah, so I guess we'll just start going down the line. So let's go NFC East. We're both on Washington.
I'm taking Washington, even after watching the Cowboys. It's just, I mean, your spin zone on it was the best.
Thanks.
I just think what you said about, we haven't seen a repeat since what, 03, 04?
Mm-hmm.
But you said this is a different team. This is the Washington football team. This isn't the Washington Redskins.
Mm-hmm.
New team, after last year, battled no name, COVID, coach with cancer, allegations with mistreating women. You're able to scoop up 7 wins, get a championship.
And give the Super Bowl winners their best.
A real run. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like they're going to build off of that momentum. This defense is young, hungry.
Mm-hmm.
They're fired. We've invested so much in them over the first rounds of the past few years.
Mm-hmm.
Chase is going to lead them, and I see another division championship.
I think so. I mean, like arguably, like probably one of the best defensive lines in football. Like great linebackers. Everything else will figure it out. Adding talent at the wide receiver position with Curtis Samuel, who's now out. Big bummer.
I
know, but we got AG, who was a stud last year, who's only probably gonna get better second year in the offense. We have, I don't know, a little more consistency at quarterback, like no shade to Alex Smith or anyone else who lined up under center for the Washington football team. But this is a guy who's going to give you 17 games and what you're working with. And you're not asking too much of him, I think, in Ron Rivera's coaching style, where you're like, we're going to run the ball and we're going to hopefully go for passes that you're comfortable with and have a high success rate. And, where the chips fall, that's where they fall. But I think that is a division where if you're Washington, you're like, worst case scenario, we split with Dallas, because that's the best team. But then hopefully we roll New York and we roll Philly, and then we beat up the other, conference teams.
We
need
to win some NFC games for sure. The NFC games, I mean, every game, but the NFC are going to be the most important ones for sure.
Yeah. Especially with all those 5 games at the end.
I mean, look, it could be the thing about this year for me too is, I got a game on Sunday and then I got a game on Thursday. So you could very well be 0-2 by next Thursday. And that would be very bad, but you could very well be 2-0 at the same time. I'll take a loss this week if it means I'm guaranteed a win versus New York, because the division game is obviously more important, but I see them coming out here against the Chargers, beating up on them, and I'm getting away. We're doing divisions.
It's okay. We're doing divisions. I know. We can talk about that all day. If it was just Washington, we did. All right, so let's move it to the AFC. Let's go to the East. I think it's the Bills all day. I am not sold on Mac Jones. Even when Cam was in there, I had a lot of people saying second year under the offense, under the system. He had COVID. I don't care. Mac Jones. You know what? Hot take. Overrated. You know why? Because he had so much talent at Alabama, made him look good. All right, look at who is that one quarterback they had forever ago? They won 3 rings with. He's like a perennial backup now. Mac or something like that? No, that's not it. I can't think of it. He was on the Bills for a hot second. But you know what I mean. That guy. All right? Look, great college quarterback, won some ball games, but really didn't do anything in the NFL. And that's fine. But so I don't think New England's gonna be that good. They get a lot of people back. Maybe we split with them.
I think they're gonna be better than people expect, just because it's Bill Belichick's mind.
Yeah.
But I still see the Bills winning this division for sure.
Besides those 2 tight ends, I don't see who else I got. And New York, it's gonna be a tough year.
Yeah. I think that's gonna be a rough.
No defense, no O-line, no big names at running back. I mean, Corey Davis is your biggest name at wide receiver. I mean, they're going to throw a lot, but
rookie head coach and rookie quarterback always going to be a tough. I mean, tough to say. I mean, same with
And then Miami, I'm going to say probably like this, probably almost tied with like second best like run team in the AFC East. I'm gonna tie them with New England right now, but I'm not sold on Tua. Absolutely not.
Not at all, dude.
So that's the Bills right there. Let's take it back to the NFC.
Kind of annoyed that we're agreeing so much. I feel like we need some.
Oh, we'll get some discourse. We'll get some discourse later. Let me tell you.
All right.
Yeah. So let's go NFC North.
NFC North. I mean, that's the Packers. I'm taking the Packers.
I know the Packers all day.
Yeah.
Wow, we really are agreeing a lot. We'll just start rolling now. We'll start rolling.
Yeah, let's just pick until if we have a disagreement, then we'll
go. Yeah. All right, AFC North.
AFC North. I'm gonna go. So originally, I had the Ravens early on. I did
like after the draft.
After the draft, but I'm taking the Browns, dude.
Taking the Browns, taking the Brownies.
Taking the Brownies.
This is going to be a hot take, and I'm not super confident. I'm going to make it right now because I'm a big Browns guy. I like the Browns. I like Baker, whatever. I'm going to say the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay. That's not, I mean, that's not,
it's not a huge hot take. But...
No. I thought you were going to say the Bengals.
Oh, no. Oh, God, no. I mean, the Bengals are going to be better. Bengals are going to be better.
You can make an argument for all three of them. I mean, you really could.
I think after the injuries with the Ravens, I think they're done. I think Lamar Jackson, phenomenal athlete, but I think he's getting exposed a little with his limits as a passer. And teams haven't caught on, but I think there are moments where it's like, all right, well, the game plan is let Lamar be Lamar, then hope we win. Like,
I know that the Steelers lost Bud Dupree, and to me, that's the biggest thing. And I know that they signed Melvin Ingram to kind of fill that hole, but I think Bud Dupree leaving that defense is going to be more traumatic than Steelers fans realize. Because I hate to say, and look, they were 11-0 when we played them last year. Okay, the first game, I wasn't happy that he had torn his ACL, but he tore his ACL the week before we played them. And I'm saying to myself, oh my God, they just lost Bud Dupree. We don't have to play against Bud Dupree this week. They lose their first game. Their season kind of starts going like this right at that point. I think he was such a big piece of that team. And I think there's a reason the Titans wanted him because they wanted to beef up their defense.
Oh, of course.
And that seems like kind of like a Vrabel guy almost. It's just, that's what scares me on defense. It's just their defense.
I think their offense is going to be more well-rounded because obviously, like, they were the worst in rushing last year, and they just ran through Big Ben. And like, if you tell Ben, hey, we want you to throw the ball 30 times tops, and like their offensive line, I think, is still extremely suspect. A lot to prove, room for improvement, but still a good defense and just, I think, great head coaching. And I think that's kind of what does it for me in a way. So that's just for me. I mean, we got anything else for the North? Any last thoughts?
No.
All right,
I think
keep it rolling. All right, let's go back to NFC West, brother. This time, I'm going to pick first. All right, this one, I hope we don't agree on because I think this is like probably the toughest division in football right now. Like, you look on paper, or at least that's what everyone's saying. But I'm going to say,
hold on. Don't say it yet. Let me write it down on this thing right here because if it's
behind the damn steering wheel, brother.
I want you to know that if it's the same, then we haven't talked about this, but I just want you to know this is who I think
it's going to be the same.
This is who I think
it's going to be the same.
If it's the same, then
I think it's going to be the same.
I don't think so. All right, go ahead.
LA Rams.
Go ahead.
LA Rams. Are you picking the Hawks? Dude, they got no defense. I'm just saying, like,
the Seahawks.
Seahawks, dude. I'm all in on Sean McVay. All right, that Sean to Sean connection. All right, I'm great. Sean McVay is great. Sean McDermott for the Bills, also great. Name a bad Sean. I dare you.
That's true.
Well, I just think it's
Sugar Sean O'Malley, baby.
Sugar Sean O'Malley, brother. Yes, sir. He was a beast. No, but I think they're just such a complete team. And like, going along, big Willie Russ fan, Russell Wilson fan. Or we like to call him Willie Russ. Just because we switch that, But great weapons, but just like that defense, I don't think it can stop a damn nosebleed,
You're right, but at the same time, it's just they've been there so much, and they're just. I think
Sean McVay is the best coach in that division, honestly, and I think like they were a bad team last year,
over Pete Carroll, dude.
Yes, I think Pete Carroll's washed. You've heard it here first, folks. Pete Carroll washed. All right.
I don't know.
Was
dude.
he great? Was he great? Yes. But let's not forget, I think he's either the oldest or second oldest coach in the league. All right.
Yeah, that's accurate.
And this is a whole different tangent or whatever. I still have reservations over from USC, but that's completely personal. But yeah, no, I think there's just no defense. I think not that paying Russell Wilson wasn't the right thing to do, but I think it almost limits you as a team. It's like, where do you spend your money? Like, because when they had him on that rookie deal, you had a high paid elite defense.
I get the yeah, I know. I remember. I mean, the Legion of Boom for sure, but I still feel like they're.
I think Sean McVay with Jared Goff last year, making them a playoff team, and then like with all their injuries at running back, I think their trade for Sony Michel is insane. Like you watch, like don't be shocked if Sony Michel has 1,000-yard year.
Hey, let me tell you
I think
something.
he will be the lead back
After this week's game, I could very much well be on the Rams back. I could switch my pick and very much be on the Rams.
Matthew Stafford, we're going to see a resurgence, and we're going to be like, this is who he should have been all along.
Oh, I'm sure he's got the weaponry to do it with Woods and Cup on the outside.
And a defense that will make up for any mistake he makes. I am so sold on the Rams.
All right. I like
Punch their ticket. All right. And you like the Hawks. You like the Richmond boy. You like the Russell Wilson Richmond boy.
Go Hawks.
All right. There it is. So be it. All right. AFC South.
AFC
now
South.
you and me disagree on this because I know your bets for this division and mine.
Well, so I think I'm changing mine. Like I originally did have.
I've been sending you a lot of shit on this saying that you should. So
I mean I bet the Colts, but this was before everything happened. I think now I do have to go Titans. I do have to go Titans.
Unless like Ryan Tannehill is this messed up from COVID, I don't see it. This was a good team last year that won like 12, 13 games. Like had the league rusher, got Julio Jones outside now. You can't cover Julio and AJ Brown at the same damn time. And then like you said earlier, Bud Dupree on the defense, just a pass rush.
Yep.
Especially because that division stinks.
The division's garbage. Yeah.
Probably one of the worst.
It's literally the Titans to lose, you could say. And if Carson has a resurgence and Quentin Nelson can stay healthy, that defense is pretty good too. But they just don't have they have more unproven.
And T.Y. Holden is injured too, I think, right?
T.Y.'s out for at least like 6 weeks. They have Michael Pittman,
who's good. Who's good?
Campbell.
And it's a good run organization, well coached. Frank Reich, hell of a head coach. But I'm just thinking Tennessee's tough, man. They're kind of not the bad boys, but that offensive line, like they don't give a shit. They'll smack you right in the mouth. They play big boy ball. Like, I'm telling you, that is like if you would bet that for the season, hammer that bet.
Yeah,
hammer it.
Definitely. I think the Titans are going to end up winning that thing for sure.
I
don't see Carson staying healthy. He gets hurt, now, and then it's going to take one bad hit week 6 for him to be struggling again. So that's my issue there. Is just his health overall. I'm
rooting for him. We love a feel good story. We love a little comeback story. But
I mean for sure. But nah, I'm definitely going Titans on that one.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, we'll switch to the NFC now. All right, NFC South. Now this is a tough division. Former Super Bowl champs. Saints Tampa all the way.
You have that's probably the easiest one there is.
Yeah, I don't know, man, because like I think I told you on the conversation earlier that this is a Tampa team that didn't win the division last year. Saints won that division, and don't get me wrong, like Atlanta maybe has gotten a little better. I think Carolina is going to be a lot better with Sam Darnold. I think watch out, I think he'll have a career year. That doesn't say much for Sam because in the past, but. Tampa. Yeah, I'm gonna go Tampa too. I'm not surprised if the Saints have some surprises.
It's just Drew Brees for me. It's like Drew Brees and Michael Thomas is out for 6 weeks.
That's a good point.
I think Jameis could be good for sure. I don't know why they got rid of Latavius Murray. I don't really know what that was about, but
I think it was a cap thing. I think he's like lost a little of his edge, at least from what I read. And then that kid they picked up apparently was really good in preseason. Yeah. So you cut people while you can.
You're talking, not to say that they still couldn't sneak into the playoffs. I see them winning the division, winning 12 to 14 games, or what it's going to take? Like no.
Well, going back to the whole Sean theory. I mean, Sean Payton, is he a QB whisperer? Resurged Drew Brees' career after that injury with the Chargers, and now we have Jameis. Second year in the system, named starter, looked great in preseason.
Got his eyes fixed.
Eyes are fixed. No more of these. No more glasses.
No more glasses. He doesn't need contacts. He knows which jersey he's throwing to now. Like, yeah. All right.
All right. Well, we'll see. All right. AFC West. I think this is the easiest one to pick.
The Chiefs.
Of course. Who's going to stop them? Would hate to be in that division. To be in that division. That's why that's why I'm a big fan. I think it was either Raiders or Denver. I bet the under for season win totals. It was something crazy like 7 or 9. And I was like, there's no way. There's just no way. Like for how bad that team was last year and how great that division is.
Nah, I agree. I think the Chiefs are, until proven otherwise, you got to pick the Chiefs. You just got to.
You know, I mean, it's just a tough one. Well, I think about that just does it for season predictions or whatever. I don't know. So let's keep on moving. All right. Fantasy. I'm going to kick your ass so bad. If anyone actually does watch this, me and Holden are in the same league. We've been in the same league since, I don't know, like high school. And like we used to be in 2 at the same time, 2 separate ones. So there was not a lot of bad blood, but and we drafted, of course, the night before, like any real league does. And Holden was on the Zoom call for most of it, but I hated my team while I was drafting it. Hated it. And like you checking out your roster, if so, I can tell you yours too.
No, I was looking at the time. We are like so over on time.
I know. Well, I'm gonna cut that phone call. I'm gonna cut that phone call. So we'll see.
I got to get back into work soon. So I'm trying to think if we can like finish up the rest of it on like my ride home or something, and then we can just skip
fantasy if you want and just move straight to best bets and end it because this is the last 2.
All right, let's do that. Let's save fantasy for next week when we can shorten this kind of like that because I got to get.
Yeah, because we won't have season predictions or anything like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's skip fantasy. We'll talk fantasy.
All right, best bets. All right, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go first on this one. I'm taking over at the end. I'm taking over, Holden. You can't stop me. The best bet this weekend, Sunday, 1:00 game. So you can win this and you can hammer it on whatever after. The Buffalo Bills. Bet the money line. Bet the spread. Bet everything. Statistically, Sean McDermott in his 4 seasons at Buffalo has won 3 out of 4 openers. We're playing at home. All right. We kicked the Steelers' asses the last 2 times we played them. Okay. All right. We have a phenomenal offense. Their defense can't hang with us. Not only that, Steelers rushing was last in the league last season. And you talk to any Pittsburgh fan, they hate that. They love to pound the rock. They love to bust, all that bullshit. All right. Najee Harris is going to make them better, but it's not going to make that big of a difference. We are going to own that game from start to finish, hammer it. Best bet.
Bro, you had me at best bet, bro. You don't have to convince me, bro. I'm a hammer it, bro. I'm gonna slap a hundo on it.
I'm telling you. Do not only that, the Bills covered, I think, the most spreads at any team last year. And I think Vegas has still not caught up to just how good the Bills are. So you go ahead. Sorry, Steelers, not your day. Good team. Bills go out. What's your best bet?
Best bet? Broncos -2.5.
Broncos -2.5? Who did they play?
Play the Giants. Broncos -2.5. Book it. Underrated defense.
Very underrated defense.
Underrated defense.
Von Miller back.
Yeah, I think Quan coming back off the injury. Bottom 5 offensive line. Still have an okay defense. I think Teddy's good enough to bail them out. Teddy's a vet. I like vet QBs. I like Javonte Williams. I think he'll get involved early. Melvin Gordon still, can still get it done. And then they've got, Noah, Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton. I like the receivers. -2.5. Denver Broncos.
-2.5. They play a mile high, or they play?
I think it's at 3 now, actually. But
at 3,
I got them at -2.5, and I loved it. So.
No, I like that line a lot. You got to take that line for sure. I'm trying to look for it right here. Yep, -3. It's moved.
So hey, there you go. Vegas knows, baby. We'll see what happens.
I'm just trying to think, man. Ooh, they're playing in New York though, but that's not a home team. But all right, well, those are our best bets. Let me know how you do.
We'll recap next Friday. We'll recap
next Friday.
We'll recap the weekend. We'll recap our fantasy. We'll recap our bet. We'll try to slice up the segments a little bit better and keep things rolling. And
it's gonna be great.
Yeah, dude. Love
Yes.
you, homie.
Hey,
And,
love you too. And I love
we'll
our
talk.
viewers, if we even have one. So that's great. All right,
Hey, I'm
and huh?
I said I'm gonna watch.
You're gonna watch?
I'm gonna be our viewers. Yeah, bro.
Okay. All right. We'll get it up. All right, bro. Well, you have a great day, and go Bills.
Hey, hail. Go football team.